A German shepherd became a true mother to two abandoned lion cubs who were abandoned by their own lion mother. However, a few years later, something shocking happened. In a small wildlife reserve called White Lion, there had been a lioness named Sirona for a year. On September 18th, a remarkable event occurred. Sirona gave birth to two beautiful cubs of different genders. However, these were Sirona's first births. Moreover, Sirona had come to the reserve after she had nearly perished in the wild due to a severe illness. Because of this, Sirona was very restrained, distrustful, and insecure. All this led to the lioness not developing maternal instincts after the birth of the two cubs, and she rejected her own offspring. The reserve staff waited anxiously for 3 days, hoping Sirona would eventually display maternal instincts and start feeding her cubs, but it was in vain. On the 4th day, veterinarians took the little cubs from their mother. They were a brother and sister who were extremely emaciated because Sirona had not fed them at all. The reserve staff even feared the cubs might not survive. But fortunately, the veterinarians managed to feed both with a nourishing milk formula from a bottle. And within a week, they already looked much better, and their lives were no longer in danger. However, the staff understood that the nourishing milk formula alone would not be enough for the cubs. Without their mother and her milk, the animals would grow up weak and skinny, not resembling the graceful African predators, and their health would be very poor. Fortunately, a family from a neighboring town agreed to transfer their 8-year-old German shepherd named Sandra to the reserve to nurse the cubs. The dog had recently given birth to puppies and had plenty of nutritious milk. Veterinarians knew well that dog's milk is suitable for many animal species, including lion cubs, as it contains all the necessary components for normal development of the young. Of course, when Sandra first entered the enclosure with the little cubs, the entire reserve staff was silent with tension. Fortunately, the dog accepted both cubs, and within minutes they began to suckle her nourishing milk, allowing all the staff to breathe a sigh of relief. The veterinarians were very pleased, as it was a unique case where a member of one species accepts the offspring of another, especially wild animals. The most surprising part of this situation was that Sandra, since her puppyhood, could not stand cats and always barked at them, but in the case of the cubs, the amazing dog immediately sensed that the young needed urgent help and soon became their real adoptive mother. Of course, the